So the latest chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga, which, admittedly speaking, I have been kind of on and off with when it comes to whether I love or hate this thing. I'm gonna be honest, from what I've seen so far from Toyotaro, and let's be honest, Toriyama as well, he approves all the concepts that Toyotaro comes up with, so we can't blame it all on Toyotaro. I have been just, very indecisive about whether this is even worth reading because, a lot of the time I won't even know that the manga chapter has come out until I see a bunch of people talking about it online. And then I'm like, why not give it a shot? So getting into the actual chapter, the chapter starts with, Moro has now absorbed, he's fused into the earth and, everyone's starting to feel heavy. All the Z fighters, they call them the Dragon team, I believe. All the Z fighters are being absorbed by Moro because Moro has now fused with the earth. The Z fighters are noticing that their bodies are getting heavy. Everyone's like, oh, our body's getting heavy. And so Vegeta notices and he's like, Goku has obviously messed up and he's going to have to come in and try to help out. So we see shots of the earth and everybody, they're like, oh, my body feels like it's getting lighter or weaker or whatever. And so Goku notices this as well. He catches on that this is happening, and he's like, oh, Moro, stop it. So Moro then proceeds to try to punch Goku. Goku blocks it with MUI or whatever, the fact that MUI is able to automatically defend the body. And so Moro then, starts trying to punch him with various different hands. He punches him with one hand and one fist, and then Goku blocks that fist with his leg, and then he's surprised because Moro is able to, the thing about how, wouldn't that be something to expect anyway? Think about it. Moro has fused with the earth. Why do you think he would only have 2 arms? Anyway, so Goku looks down, he's like, what the, and Moro punches him up into the air. He flies up into the air, says, guy, obviously he felt that a bit because he was barely able to block it in time, or maybe it's just Moro getting more powerful. We don't know. So now Beerus sees the situation. He sees what's happening, and he's like, okay, I might have to step in this time because, and this would have actually been a great plot twist, which is unfortunate, which is very unfortunate considering what ends up actually happening. So basically Beerus says that he might have to step in this time because, he doesn't want to look weak in front of the other gods, and he likes Earth because of the food. So he goes in and he, is about to go in and help them out. He leaves the protective bubble or whatever that Whis has created. And then suddenly, Whis gets a ring on his staff or whatever. And from who else but the Grand Priest. Grand Priest is summoning them all back because they have, obviously it's because of the Mirrors thing. Mirrors disappeared. So obviously the Grand Priest is either angry or he's just trying to figure out what happened. Why is one of his children, died at this point? Beerus is saying that he can't, it's whatever. I'm not responsible for the Earth's problems. He goes the whole Tsundere route of, I don't care about Earth, whatever. And he tells Goku, if you can't save the Earth, at least get me some food, or save me some food, which is kind of funny anyway. But we see a really cool shot of Whis blocking a punch from Moro, which with his finger, which really kind of puts in perspective how much stronger Whis still is compared to Goku. That kind of puts to bed the whole rest of, MUI Goku might be at Whis level at this point. Maybe he could take on Whis. No, he's nowhere near him. Whether, the whole thing about Moro having Mirrors' powers completely or not, or whatever the case may be, whatever the case is, Goku is nowhere near, even with MUI, near Whis. He's nowhere near him. So Whis tells him that, okay, the way to defeat Moro is you need to destroy the crystal in this, which is like, why did Goku not? Goku witnessed, this is another issue. Goku saw Mirrors fighting Moro. So he's already witnessed all this stuff. He already knows about Mirrors trying to destroy the crystal and stuff. So why does Goku have to have this explained to him? It's another issue I have with the chapter, but it's not the biggest issue. Trust me, not the biggest issue. So that ends up happening. Whis leaves, and Goku, he's like, okay, it's up to me to finish this. I got to do this. And so before he can do anything, Vegeta shows up in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and he starts punching the earth, and he starts shooting ki blasts at it. And he's telling Goku, okay, quickly, Goku, run and, you got to hurry up and finish this, while he's weakened. You got to hurry up. So Goku's like, okay, yeah, everything is riding in this fist of mine. So Goku charges at him. He starts punching through Moro's hands and fists and stuff. He's just punching through them until eventually Moro manages to get a hold on him, and Goku just can't break free. Now Moro is, absorbing Goku's energy. He's absorbing it, and Goku is, brought all the way back down to base form. Now Vegeta's like, oh, what are we supposed to do? Goku doesn't have MUI anymore. And what Piccolo acts, he says, wait, you can use this in reverse. You can take spirit fishing, and maybe you can use it in reverse and give that energy to Goku. Maybe taking the energy away, you can do it in reverse and give it to someone. So Vegeta's like, us, the same concept, so probably. So he, starts taking all of everyone's energy. He takes the Z Fighters' energies and he combines it with his energy and he throws it at Goku. Goku gets this energy and somehow he's only able to go Super Saiyan Blue. So you're telling me that Vegeta plus Piccolo plus Yamcha plus who else was there? Plus Krillin plus everybody else that's there. You're telling me all those people combined, they were only enough for Goku to go Super Saiyan Blue. And I know people are like, oh, but they didn't have divine energy. This is why I said before, this whole divine power thing I don't like, because they said before that MUI is supposed to be a technique of the gods. If it's a technique of the gods, then technically Vegeta should have this divine power or whatever. But you know what? That's not even the biggest problem I have. Moro absorbs all this energy from Goku and he goes back to base form. And they're like, oh, it's over. What are we going to do? And so out of nowhere, we see a big ball appear. And they're like, wait, where did all this energy come from? In the next following panels, we see none other than Oob. Which is a hype moment to admit, and to be being completely honest. It's like, Oob is finally shown up. Oob was at the end of Dragon Ball Z and we never got to see him really at all in Super. We don't really know what happened to him. So now we're seeing Oob. We'll probably see him later on. Cool. So Oob's energy creates this massive ball. This ball is bigger than the massive ball of energy that was Vegeta plus all the Z Fighters. This energy is then thrown at Goku. And Goku not only goes MUI, he goes MUI plus Susanoo. Like, he gets Susanoo plus MUI from an Oob that appears to not even know how to use his ki properly. Take in mind, this Oob does not even know how to use his ki. So you're telling me that an untrained Oob is enough to take base Goku all the way from having no power, all his power sucked away from Moro, all the way to MUI plus Susanoo Goku. And part of me believes that the reason they did this is because they wanted to kind of get away, because I think Toyotaro had the inkling, he had the suspicion that people were going to have a problem with Goku's stupid decision. So they wanted to come up with something that would give people other stuff to talk about. And it's worked for the most part. Everyone's like, oh, look, it's Oob. But even with this plot twist, it came with more inexplicable writing that has no explanation to it. Why is Oob this powerful? Don't forget, Oob is supposed to be a reincarnation of Kid Buu. Kid Buu was on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku was not even able to make Beerus budge. And this was a suppressed Beerus who wasn't even trying. So why is it that an untrained Oob is supposed to be a reincarnation of Kid Buu, who was on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who was not able to do anything to Beerus? This reincarnation of Kid Buu is so powerful that he can jump Goku all the way from base form to MUI, basically more powerful than he was before. And this is the issue that I end up having with the Dragon Ball Super manga in general. And honestly, to a certain extent, the anime. They don't explain stuff. The things they do explain don't make any sort of sense. And it just comes across as just really lazy writing, which is an issue I have with anything. When your writing is lazy, I'm always going to have a problem with it. It's something my brain just immediately notices. My brain clicks on and I immediately notice, okay, why was this not explained? Why is this poorly constructed? Why did the writers not know how to get from point A to point B without doing this, doing these little stupid things to get to that point? Unfortunately, Toyotaro seems to be the latest in a long run of writers who just does not know how to get to certain points, how to transition from different, plot points to another without doing really stupid things in between to get there. So anyway, Goku gets this power. He goes to this Susanoo form, this MUI Susanoo form. He punches through Moro and Moro explodes, and that's it. It was never explained. I guess it's because Vegeta took all the energy away. Although you would think it would take longer than that, considering So I guess Vegeta taking away, using Spirit Fishing to take away his energy, I guess it was enough to where when he exploded, it wasn't enough to destroy the galaxy. Although once again, I'm not sure why, how Vegeta was able to do this so quickly, in time to be able to, for them to be able to pull this off and defeat Moro, but whatever. So they do this, there's a big explosion, and everyone's like, where's Goku? And then out of the rubble comes Goku, and he does the classic thumbs up, Very similar thumbs up to when he defeated Kid Buu and he threw a spirit bomb at him. It was a direct callback to that. So, fair enough. Moro as a villain was always, he started off promising. I liked his original design. Then they had him combined with 7-3, and he turned into a knockoff Piccolo. And then that's where I started to completely, kind of be like, what are you doing with this? And then once they started doing, things in the latest chapter, I just felt like, okay, Moro might as well just die at this point. Let's just kill him. Let's just have him die at this point. He's pretty much just a worse version of Cell. Let's be honest. He's not even as intelligent as, well, I guess to a certain extent he had a couple of little tricks here or there he outsmarted people with, but I honestly feel like Cell was a superior villain. I don't think anybody will say Moro was a better villain than Cell. Moro was definitely more powerful, but he absolutely was not a better villain than Cell. Moro was most compared to. So yeah. Overall with the chapter, I'd give it probably like a 6 out of 10. Honestly, I felt like the ending was really cheesy, really. I mean, I'm just happy to see it come to an end, but honestly, I just felt like the chapter was very predictable, very cheesy, like I just got done saying. Yeah. I just needed to get this rant out. Normally I don't rant about stuff. Normally I do not do these rant videos, but this was one situation where I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? And I just had to make a video on it. So, okay. Thanks for listening. Got the rant out.